everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh my
Howdy.
gosh. So if you guys don't hear Sister Chris talking too much, Chris, what's going on with you?
My allergies and sinus.
Oh.
All right, that's all we're gonna make her say.
This sounds so beautiful.
Oh no.
She didn't sound so pitiful. I thought it was because she was yelling at the TV from everything that was happening at the Olympics, but no, it's allergies and what else? Just the weather. The weather got you under.
Jeez.
Well, welcome to episode 25 of Pep Talk Pod. I can't believe we're 25.
Oh my God, 25.
It's our 25th anniversary. That don't mean nothing. So excited about the show tonight. Paris Olympics 2024 are wrapped. I feel like this morning I woke up and said, okay, well, what do we do now?
I know. Yeah.
What do I watch today? Oh,
Hey, NFL coming around the corner.
Yeah. Well, women's basketball will be back on Thursday. So
yes. The W is back on Thursday, but yes, I feel like everybody's in Olympics fatigue. But I mean, the last 2 days for Team USA were super exciting, especially on the basketball side. Both games we were facing off against host country France, and both games were a lot closer than we would have liked.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh yeah, yes, especially the women's.
Yeah, that was uncomfortably close.
That was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, a nail biter. You're right, a nail biter. Nail biter.
Yeah. Especially when you won 60 straight. You won 8 straight gold medals. And it's like, wait, what? We only won that by 1 point, and that's because her foot was on the line.
Let me tell you though, in all honesty, Team USA was off. They did not play to their potential. I mean, I know there's such thing as like a close game, but I almost feel like they were still at the hotel, if we're being honest. Like they couldn't get a bucket. Nobody was consistent. They had 14 turnovers in the first half. I mean, it was extremely crazy. And then in the second half, they came in, maybe had like 5 or 6 turnovers, I think, or 4. So it was night and day. It just, they weren't there now.
Yeah, not to mention the referees definitely was not in their favor.
No.
Jesus Christ, you're playing against the referees, the team, the country,
the crowd,
the states, and the crowd. It's like, what's going on, man? They was discombobulated.
Yeah,
and obviously Gabby Williams taking that year off from the W to go play for host nation France definitely paid off because they were playing like they were feeling it. That whole game, it seemed like they had the belief that we can win this.
We can win.
We are not intimidated by Team USA. They were not intimidated.
And your 7 medals.
Ooh. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. They thought they definitely came out. I like the fact that they were confident. I think that they played okay ball, but I think that the team that they play in, and I think we had a conversation about this a couple episodes back, that this Team USA just didn't do it for a lot of people. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. I think that ultimately they all kind of figured it out, right? They all kind of came together and everybody was kind of playing their role. But after that All-Star game, we were like, is this the team they finna go there represent the country? You know, like it was a little.
Well, I want to say this because you think about the how they've been playing. So they started their season out, and then in the middle of the season, now they got to go play all these teams for the gold medal. Now, check it out. Now on Thursday, they get a 2-day rest. And now they got to start back their season. So you have some fatigue there. You can't help but to, say that these girls has been putting everything on the line each game. So no, they didn't play to their full potential for the gold medal, but it is so like you can't help but to feel that they are so tired.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm tired for them.
Huh?
I'm tired for them. Just think about it. Like you said, and you got to get on the plane and come over here and practice and then play. And then you, of course, we won. Woo! Yay. But now you got to get on the plane and come over here
and
And
play
it
against each other.
think about it. It's not a rest. They
No.
gotta go practice.
They gotta go practice.
They gotta start their job over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that you can play Thursday. Like, what kind of tomfoolery is
Yeah, that's
yeah.
That was a really good point that you made, Tracy. Thank you so much for acknowledging that they are mid-season. They definitely looked fatigued. It looked like they were about on their last little clock, in all honesty, because they are playing a tournament in the middle of their basketball season, and you're on a stage where you're paying the best in the world, right? From each individual country. They're sending their best at you to beat you. So that is definitely something to be acknowledged. Even though they weren't on their A game, they probably were suffering from exhaustion. So we definitely got to give them their credit.
Yeah.
And I say too, you could tell for like the players, they kind of start learning their roles. But if we talk about women and then we talk about the men's game, the men were having fun. The women were playing ball. I mean, it was the most physical game I've ever witnessed in my whole life. They were getting toe up. I mean, the calls weren't really going in their favor. They're already suffering from fatigue. They're in another country. You got to deal with the jet lag and the tournaments and all that stuff. Then you're not getting no calls. It's just kind of like, it was a lot. And they looked like they were out playing grit ball. And the guys looked like they were out having a good time.
Having fun.
Yeah. So the ball, the guys was playing what we call schoolhouse ball,
You took it back.
Yeah. And the girls was just, oh my God. I felt for them. I really did.
Well, shout out to Chef Curry, since we're talking about the men. I mean, the last 2 minutes of that gold medal game, he was cooking it up. I mean, he hit 4 threes in the span of 2, and it was just it was a dagger. There was nothing France. I mean, I will say French Ben Wallace is what I was calling him. Francis Ben Wallace over Selly. He does like a French Ben Wallace.
He does.
I ain't saying he don't.
He was getting on my nerves because he was playing real hard.
He playing hard.
He's trying to let y'all know that I'm supposed to still be in the NBA. But Chef Curry.
Oh, okay.
Stepped up.
Yeah.
He said
that was his first time playing in the Olympics. He didn't play in the last one, so he was really trying to get that goal because it was his first chance and his probably only chance because Steph is in his 30s. I don't know. Is he going to play till 40 like LeBron?
No,
but I did.
He said on his post is a one and done. That's what he said. He said it's a one and done.
Speaking of new baby, he had that new baby all fresh out there in the wild. I was like, that baby is new. You got this baby in the wild amongst all these people breathing in this public air. What is going on? Take that baby home.
And international air. Take that baby home. That baby is 8 whole weeks.
Ooh, y'all listen, some old folks for real.
Take that baby home. And Aisha, you still healing. You was healing. Your pores, you still open. Like my mom said, you wide open. Go in there.
Like old people say, you still thinking. Still thinking out there. Go home somewhere.
I love Aisha though.
American women accounted for 65% of the medals that were won by Team USA. I mean, absolutely showed out from the track, from gymnastics to swimming. Like, we were dominating.
Wrestling.
Which one exactly? Wrestling,
fencing.
I mean, you can go down the line. Which woman from Team USA do you feel like had the biggest story of women who won gold medals? Who stood out to you the most, Tracy?
The fencing young lady. I know everybody was
Lauren Scruggs.
Yes, because she made history, right?
Yeah.
And so anytime you make history, that like oversee and they give hope to other young women of color, young kids of color. So I'm have to give a shout out to you, girl, because I didn't know that she was even there until she threw that hat off and I seen the afro. Bam. We in there. We are in there, baby. I don't even know that.
All day. That's what you do. You play. That's what you do. You play all day.
I seen that afro. girl. Yes,
She said we in there.
we
in there.
Yeah.
Mine was the young lady who broke her own world record 6 years on the track and field.
Sydney
Sydney
McLaughlin
Yes,
Levroni.
Sydney.
Yeah.
Yes, that was me right there.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Sydney
Yeah.
ran her own race. There was a race happening behind her, and then she had one going on. She was in one, then they had one going. I love that for her because it was her moment.
And the commentator said, we already know who won. We're just gonna try to see who came in second and third because she's already there. So hey, let's go South Africa. I mean, whoever he said, Germany or something. I'm like,
Great Britain.
Yeah, Great Britain.
But they kept putting the camera on her. Every time they went to move to the back, they kept moving the camera back on her.
Because the winner has to get the coverage. I mean, as much as you want to show how far behind they are, we don't care to see that. We need to see the person that's making it to the finish line first, because that's what the race is about.
People, Sonya Richards Ross, who's a commentator who I love.
Yeah,
love it. Run the 400. She was talking about before the match how she was saying she would have had Sydney running the anchor leg, and she was kind of confused by them having Sydney run the second and Gabby run third. But now, whoever the coach is, genius, because it was like as soon as that second leg hit, the race is over.
The race was over.
Just had to just run,
wrap it up, and put a bow on it.
Yes. And ship them right on back to USA. Because baby, they did that thing right there.
Wrap it up, put a bow on it. It's
because I think when I think about it, because the Netherlands, they had Femke Bol, who was running their anchor, and she's fast. As you saw, she snuck up on the last 50 and took a medal. And so I was like, it made sense for us to get such a comfortable lead that whoever was running that anchor leg really didn't have any work to do. You just had to run normal. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't any pressure. And I mean, once she took off, it was over. It was done.
Yeah. It was already know who my standout is.
Sha'Carri,
the comeback queen. I got to give it to her. I love the finish on it with everything that they had going on in the background. For her to, I mean, they were in fourth place when she got that baton. And for her to come back the way that she did at that, you know, and manage the race as well as she did, because I mean, at that point, they had pretty much stopped even talking about the US. By the time that fourth handoff came, it was 4 runners already ahead of them. They weren't even in the frame. And when you just see her making up ground in that last 100 yards, that comeback is something insane. She is fast. I don't even know if her feet hit the track. I feel like she was like walking in the air, running in the air or something.
I know she looked like Road Runner, didn't it?
It looked like her feet were just in the air. It didn't ever look like it was touching the track. I mean, she is freaking fast. And I love that for her, because I feel like she was put in a tough spot and she did not really get to run her best race in the 100, which is what she really had been dreaming about, you know, since, you know, she kind of got shortchanged a couple years ago. And so to see her with that comeback, I mean, that was, I commend that baby for that, with the whole world laughing at her, talking about what she didn't do. And, you know, and especially our foreigners talking about she was humbled and she needs to shut up. She's a loudmouth. You know, I'm not even going to try and perpetrate what they were saying because it's disgusting, but it was just the amount of noise behind her winning a silver on fresh legs, no warm up, none of that. And then for her to come out and run that race when she actually got an opportunity to warm up and get herself set for the race. I love it.
What about you?
I can tell you mine. Simone Biles. I'll just go and say Simone Biles, because the redemption year, and she came back. And she did her thing. So, I love it.
Yeah. Simone, I mean, we're going to get to Simone in a little bit. Before we get to Simone, I'm going to say my standout performance. I mean, Chris mentioned Sydney McLaughlin Levroni, but shout out Gabby Thomas, who won the 200, ran in the 4x1, ran in the 4x4. This girl was
raking in the goals, raking
them in.
Also,
Tara,
whole man on the sideline. Did y'all see the video of him cheering?
Tara Woodall, Davis Woodall, amazing as well in the long jump.
that long jump. Oh yeah.
But yeah, Gabby, I mean, what Harvard grad, you talking about what is she? What does she
Works
do?
in public health.
Bio engineer, like this,
Yes.
she is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
lovely.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is that chick.
she is that.
Yes, she is that girl.
Speaking of the track, it was a little bit shocking. Jamaica, who is normally our, nemesis on the track. Jamaica normally ranks in during the track and field portion of the Olympics. That's really their arena. And I have to say, it was disappointing. Did they pull a single medal during the track and field event?
Oh.
They got some medals, but they were getting like bronze. And a lot of them they were out of the question on, like didn't even remember that they were on the track. Like, but I'm being for real. Like you like, okay, when they did the lineup, you knew you saw the flag in a lane, but then when it got to the finish line, you was like, well, what a run? Like, what Jamaica? Because you just expect to see Jamaica in the running. But what I did see, because when I have a couple friends that are Jamaicans, and of course they're very proud. Track and field is their thing, especially during the Olympics. They born and raised here, but it don't matter. It's all about the job, right? So Jamaica is going through their sports and track and field is going through some type of discord with their government or something like that, their whatever athletic entity. And so there are a lot of protesting going on, I guess silently. This is just what I read on social media. This is not like an official word, but from the fans and some of the athletes, it appears that they feel undervalued. They are not getting the sponsoring and the funding that they need to be able to travel. I think one of the girls, she talked about they didn't even fund her coach to come there. So she's been there 2 weeks without a coach, and it's just like, you want the team, you want the athletes to go out there and win the country medals, but you won't put any type of funding or sponsorship behind them. And so I think there was a lot of frustration with that, because for me, it felt too easy for Shelly and Price to be like, I ain't running.
Simone Biles.
Hold on. Because we just scaped over the fact that our men have in 5 consecutive Olympics almost destroyed their relay off of a baton. Like, can we really talk about the hex that's on these guys? Because what is going on?
We was talking about the greatness of the women.
I know.
I was like,
don't try to slide that mess in there.
We slide past track. Come on now, wait a minute. Like,
we ain't want to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. That was for a reason.
Head down.
What are you gonna say other than you practice for this for 4 years, and then you practice again, and then you practice again, and the day that you're supposed to show up, you choke. And it's been happening time and time again. Like, it's no one else's fault. No one hit you. You just choked. And what is going on? Like, are you not really paying attention to what you're doing? Or, are you not
distracted?
Did you get distracted? Like, what is happening in your mind to every time? It never, ever fails. So at this point, like, I didn't even watch it. Actually, I was at work saying, oh, they ain't gonna do nothing but drop the baton. And what happened?
And they dropped it. Okay, maybe you shouldn't say that.
They didn't even drop the baton.
No.
They didn't drop it. It was just bad pass off.
Yeah, it was just a bad pass.
And you got
they were not the exchange zone. And if we go back, because this is, Carl Lewis was absolutely livid. I mean, I think they had to turn the sound off because I guess they thought they were going to have like a civil conversation with you, and you just seen him throwing his hands. And I mean, he was pissed. He was saying that even when we realized Noah wasn't going to run in that race, and that is left to be determined. The pullout, and then the next day, I don't have COVID anymore, but we'll talk about that in a second. When they pull him out, they should have just put his alternate in on his leg. They didn't do that. They started moving they did too much movement, and the person that did the handoff to Kenny is not the person that it normally would exchange to him, but it also wasn't Noah's alternate, so they didn't have their countdown at all. They were way off. And he was way off. He was way off. And so Carl Lewis was saying that the entire system needs to be shut down and built back up, because there was no reason, that they should have put his alternate, moved him out of his space. Oh, okay, there it goes.
Mhm.
Trying to blow the system up. He ate it
He
up.
said-
This is completely unacceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Blow
bad.
it up.
It was
Boom.
bad.
Because that's what they've been
Kenny,
doing.
like I said, the timing was off. Kenny like left way too early. And by the time what's his face caught up to him, they were outside the exchange. It was just crazy. They looked horrible. They looked horrible. But let's move on. Let's talk about our girl Simone over on the gymnastics floor. The redemption girls, the redemption tour.
Yes.
She took on what, 3 golds,
Yeah.
one silver. Yeah, silver in the 4. Shout out to Rebecca Andrade. I would say this was probably the last time we're gonna see Simone compete at the Olympics. So she said she's not ruling it out. If she is here in LA in 2028, I will be here in LA in 2028 to watch her.
Yeah.
You won't be by yourself.
Correct. But on the flip side,
we coming in. We pulling up.
We coming.
On 2 wheels.
We got to talk about Jordan Childs and what's going on there. So the Court of Arbitration in Sport has basically ruled that they said that USA Gymnastics, let me go ahead and share the statement that just came out within like the last hour.
A couple of hours ago,
said that USA Gymnastics was notified by the Court of Arbitration for Sport on Monday that their rules do not allow for an arbitral award to be reconsidered, even when conclusive new evidence is presented. So, of course, Romania was saying that the challenge was presented after. The minute. Yeah, the minute time frame, 4 seconds, by the way, which is absolutely insane. But the video evidence showed that it wasn't. But the Court of Arbitration is saying that they can't change their ruling even with the new evidence. So Jordan does have to give back her bronze.
Yeah, the video evidence showed that at 43 seconds and at 55 seconds, they went twice because they felt like the inquiry was overlooked after the 40-some seconds. They didn't see the inquiry put up on the board. They went back at 55 seconds and did the inquiry again. And so this right here is, and I hate to always shoot back to racism, but I feel like this was a very intentional attempt to dethrone these Black women that stood on that podium and praised each other for their accomplishments, because there's no way in heaven, I don't even want to say the word because I don't like cussing in front of my
Don't say Hades.
No way in crap you can tell me that, for one, you missed some of her difficulty and didn't even realize that she landed it. And then you had to go back to the video once it was brought to your attention. You misscored her, you fixed the score, and she rightfully won the freaking medal. Then you allow a team to come back and say, well, they didn't tell you fast enough that you messed up, and then so we give you the medal because, oh, you didn't tell us fast enough. And then when we come back, you say, no, we didn't do it late. We did it in time, and you already overturned it. Now you say, well, even though you did it in time, because we got the evidence, we can't go back on our rule because we already made another ruling. That is absolute bull crap. And this right here speaks to the level of frustration that these athletes were experiencing in the Paris Games. I think there is no way, and you know what, that France deserves to host another Olympics until they figure out what they have done to these athletes. This is not just American athletes. Obviously, we know that American athletes got a big target on their back because it's always the world against the USA. Let's just be clear about that, especially the brown ones. You feel what I'm saying?
It was so disheartening to see. And then it was disheartening to see that United States did what they were supposed to do. And you're still going to shake the door in their face because now you too embarrassed and too ashamed to say, yeah, we messed up. Yeah, we totally messed up. And here's the thing. When they came back, they said, oh, Romania want to know if we could share the bronze. It's not no sharing because she won fair and square.
Yeah.
She could do the bronze. She got it. And then now you come back because your girl was crying, screaming and kicking, and you knew she was wrong. That's the thing that ticks me off about a lot of them, is that they know they're wrong when they go to who they're going to go to, and they know they're going to get their way. So I know that I'm wrong, and I know that you're going to find out that I'm wrong, but I'm still going to get my way. I'm still going to have my way. Like, at what point are we going to stop the foolishness?
Never. Because they keep allowing it to happen. You kicked and screamed and hollered. You should be embarrassed to be asking for something that you didn't earn. Nobody gets a participation medal. Who has ever gotten a participation medal?
Exactly.
That is freaking unreal. Not that I won and my score was higher, but they didn't tell you fast enough that you messed up. Is this serious? Like,
Yeah.
is this serious?
Yeah.
It's really disgusting. I mean, Romania says that they never agreed on taking the medal away from Jordan Child. But honestly, I mean, at this point, it's like
that's not how it looks.
That's not how it looks. And like you said, with the optics of it all, especially with there being video evidence that your initial complaint was wrong and that you were not correct, and that you were able to win that grievance when there was video evidence out there to the contrary, it makes it look like white woman tears got her a medal because she was up there waving the flag and then she wasn't. And
well, they didn't want to. They didn't want you to see the 3 black ladies on that podium. They didn't want to make that history. But I got one thing to say. Didn't that happen with Russia one year when they were contesting something that happened in the Olympics and they overturned it years ago?
I feel like I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking
about. I'm pretty sure it is.
Just go ahead and put it out there. The Romanian gymnasts were trash. They were trash, and what's happening is they're not used to seeing brown girls dominate on that dang gymnastics floor. Them mats right there have been taken over by a whole bunch of sauce and a whole bunch of excellence, and they can't take it. But they were absolute trash. Even the scores spoke for themselves. They were scoring in the 13s and the 12-7s. Let's be very clear. The entire they are trash, and for them, I don't give a doggone if it's the court of arbitration of the earth. Whatever they got going on, you wronged that girl the first time when you messed up her difficulty score. Then you wronged her again and took her medal. Then you wronged her again by not fixing your wronging. That got us there. That is incredible that can happen. And I'm looking for Team USA to do something about it. I hope they're not just going to take that laying down. What is the next step?
No, so they said in their statement, they said we're deeply disappointed by the notification and will continue to pursue every possible avenue and appeals process, including to the Swiss Federal Tribunal, to ensure that just scoring, placement, and medal award for Jordan. So they're not giving up the fight, which kudos to them. They should not, because as we've all seen, this is not right. She's literally, like you said, Sean, she's been wrong 3 times. And it is absolutely insane that they got her in the middle of this nonsense.
Exactly.
I feel like Crystal said, they were upset about that. Those 3 brown girls on the podium. I feel like if you pay attention to gymnastics, and I watch gymnastics outside of the Olympics, and since these past, look, I'll just be honest. Since Simone Biles stepped onto the stage back in 2013, the year after Gabby won the all-around in the Olympics, Simone started dominating that year. And her difficulty was so much higher than what everybody else is doing. You had the Italian Gymnastics Federation coming out saying that she was not elegant, that they had to change. Like, what do we have to do? Do we have to paint our faces black to win a medal? Like, their coach said that. Like, there's just been a ton of jealousy towards USA Gymnastics because of who we have representing our country and winning these medals. And I think it's starting to look a little shady. Real quick, rapid fire, because we got to get to my favorite part of the show. Everybody from A to F, how would you rate the Paris Olympics, Paris 2024? What grade?
We doing A, B, C, D?
EF.
Ooh, I'm going to say, I'm going to give them, I'm going to give them a C.
Yeah. Chris, what about you?
I was thinking C-.
Okay. Melissa?
My first thought was F for France.
Yeah, it's the doo-doo water. It's like just I can't get past the doo-doo water.
I'm telling you, and this is why I was saying
I
Chris
can't
don't want to
get
hear about
past
that.
that. Like, who does people
Chris
like
don't
that?
Chris don't want to talk about that.
So guess what?
It
I'm
wasn't
gonna
me.
stick with my initial thought. F. Yeah.
Ooh. Sean.
Yeah, so for our athletes, I'm gonna give them an A, based on the circumstances. But for Paris hosting the Olympics game, I'm giving the double F because you have no chance of redemption right now in my world. A double F.
Prince Fecal River.
Yeah. And because y'all full of fecal anyway. How about that? Full of fecal.
Well, I can't be mad.
What's your grade?
Give them, I would say our athletes did well. Shout out to Team USA, but for France and their hosting, I would give them a C. If there were some high points. I thought the opening ceremonies were great. Yeah. I love the pomp of that. I thought the closing ceremony was actually
I'll give them a
good too.
Okay. Yeah, the closing and open ceremony was all right, but the thing that I just cannot fathom in my head that you knew something was going on with your water and you put them people in that water, man. Like some folks might be sick or something. Years down the line,
somebody did get hospitalized.
I'm just saying, my God, like who does that? And you knew better. Like you could have found something else. Like now, guys, look, we're gonna have to go to another part of the country to do this. Let y'all go over here and run this race because let's be honest. But to say that you try to pump it out, and you ain't try to pump that. You did try to pump out a river
full of boo boo.
But you can't pump out of.
You can't do it.
Not a river.
You can't do that.
Come on. That's what I'm saying. A river full of boo boo. What did you pump it in itself?
Okay, what's our pep moment?
Chris would like to move on from the Kaka Canal, so we're gonna move
from the boo boo
to Boo Boo Bayou.
Of sport, and I have to ask the question: was it a mistake making breaking an Olympic sport? And why would I ask that question? Well, Tracy, this was what you were looking forward to the most, right?
I couldn't wait.
I
knew it was not going to disappoint.
And it did.
It did not.
Vanessa. I said, "Oh, she's smart." Did y'all see him on stage do his reenactment? He was over there talking about just like Tracy said last week. What are you gonna judge them on?
So I wanted, if I wasn't too tired yesterday, I was gonna give Tracy my phone and I was gonna say, "Hey, record me because I'm getting ready to do breaking for 2028. I'm prepared."
Did you see how many people on TikTok learned her steps so quickly? It is hilarious. Look at that.
Look at that. Do y'all not children do that when they
having temper tantrums? They falling out.
Look at her. Look like she's spazzing out.
Take the walk around on the floor crawling. I can't take it.
Girl.
But it was when she did that move with her arms up and put her hands up.
Oh God.
You know what it was to me? It was every move she was going.
Yeah.
Well, I listened to because I've been listening to this all day. So I listened to one guy that was a professional dancer from Australia, and he was trying to be as polite as possible because he didn't want to hurt her feelings. Because apparently she didn't have the association send a message out to the world to leave, stop talking to her, talking about her, stop judging her, and all this. And he was so disappointed with the committee because obviously when they seen her dance, they knew that she was either in the beginning stage or have never done that. But the fact that she said she has a PhD in breakdancing. And he was like, he had never heard of having a PhD in breakdance. Look at her.
Shana, you're an idiot.
What is that? What is that?
Did you say a PhD in breakdancing?
Yes, that's what they say she has. A PhD.
Oh, the bunny hop,
They go to bunny hop.
Wait, what is this?
I'll tell you what was blowing my mind. The judges and the other dancers was like,
girl, then what was her name that she was dancing again? Oh my God, because she was from USA. She was just standing there looking like, I know this ain't for real. You for real? Like, you cannot be for real. What she did everything to hold her composure.
Is it true that breaking won't be back next year?
So they the Olympics committee announced that in 2028 that break will not be invited back to the Olympics.
Yes.
Yeah, it will not be a part of the Olympics.
No, because you're going to California, baby, and they was going what? Talk about
Oh my God! Oh my God! What is going on?
Put Terry babies up there, and they'll do better than her.
I'm so confused.
Yeah. It was one of the judges literally gave her a 0.
A 0. I think in one of her scores she didn't get any points or something. Yeah, one of her routines she didn't get nothing.
But the fact that she went out there with the colors, girl, look at her. You ever seen?
It was like she said, pull up to the thing with my shoot. Yo, that gave her 0. She literally didn't do like that one official breakdance technique.
Her hands are broke. You see that? They're broke.
No, what was hopping around on your hand?
Her hands are broke.
Man,
I think what upsets me the most about her. Yes, what upsets me is that breakdancing was invented by Black people, right? This is part of hip hop.
That's what I was going to say. Thank you.
Watching this and watching breaking actually become an Olympic sport, which no one ever thought they would see. And you see this mockery of the culture of everything. I didn't even see that many Black people up there to begin with, which was kind of, I was like, okay, apparently breakdancing is dominated by Asian people. Great. All right, whatever. But it was
Asian
just kind of like
love hip hop culture.
They love hip hop culture. Everybody loves hip hop culture, but don't love the people who created it. Okay.
Say it louder for the people in the back, because that's what I was going to say. Say it louder for the people in the back. Because I'm like, I grew up in the 80s, in the 90s, and I grew up in the late 70s, actually, in the 80s. Right. And when breakdancing came, which it came from up north, New York, everybody, it just came on down. And it's like, how y'all disrespect that? How y'all disrespect them? And then this is another thing. There's so many movies out with breakdancing. Baby, you could have pulled up something and did something.
You could have pulled, listen. I probably would have wanted to see the Jabberwockies in this breaking instead of the Australian lady. But yeah, the only Black person I've seen out there was Jeffro.
I'm not
and I ain't talking about your uncle. The man name was Jeffro.
I couldn't believe it. I thought you were mine.
I know. I did.
I was like, my uncle got a bad back. He ain't roll around on no centipede on no floor.
The first thing I said was, "Oh, he must have been drinking. He finna knock his back out of leg." I thought y'all was playing. I didn't even consider that it was another person that was actually in the competition that was named Jeffro. I thought Jeffro was somewhere cutting up.
But baby, I thought Jeffro was the only name in the world. I thought that was a made up name.
I'm done. See, the Simpsons had already warned y'all that this is how the breaking was gonna look. Y'all ain't want to take it.
And listen, I mean, it's just so heartbreaking because back then you weren't thinking about putting it in the Olympics, and it was a thing. You know, it was a thing then. Like, come on, man. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, that is so funny. But I'm
It
sure
didn't
they could have
disappoint though, because I was killing myself. I've been laughing at that lady for about since she did that.
Well, on that note, Raygon and her ridiculous performance definitely put me to sleep. Make sure you go hit that like, subscribe button. If you enjoyed the show, leave us a comment. We love reading y'all's comments. We love interacting with you on all the things on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook. So with that being said, what we're about to do, ladies?
I think the NBA stole that from us.
Steph Curry.
They stole it from us, man.
We need our money, Chef.
Chef Curry.
Yeah.